Antaeus Playwrights Lab has had a special relationship within the theater company there. It initially formed as sort of an offshoot. It's a bunch of playwrights gathered. This is probably about 10 years ago, maybe more, and had the opportunity to try out new works once a week, utilizing the actors from the company. And the actors were great. They would do cold readings. They would sit down, they would pass out scripts, and they would just read 20 minutes of each play cold. And it's just such a gift to the writers to have that, because the actors are going to do great work. You don't have to worry, oh, well, it would have been better if the actor didn't mess it up or read slowly. No, they're always doing great work. But for the longest time, the theater company wasn't necessarily affiliated, other than, you can use our space once a week. You can, any actors want to show up, that's great. But there was never any real crossover until a few years ago. The theater company made a big sea change, and they said, we want to embrace the new classics in addition to the old classics. New classics being plays that they felt were strong and could stand the test of time. And they already had this, this laboratory for it. They had playwrights doing work with their actors already. So a few years ago, a year before the pandemic, was the first time they started producing stage readings in their lab results series, where they actually took the time to take an entire play, cast it, and then rehearse it, and then do a stage reading. And then the following year, they actually produced 2 plays on their stage. So it was the first time they had actually left the world of the classics, the established plays, and said, we're going to do something contemporary. And I think it was wildly successful for them. At least it was for me as an audience member to go and see these plays. So in the last few years, they've embraced it, and the lab has become much more a part of the theater program. As for the entire LA theater community, I feel Antaeus is a strong place for people to develop their work. And there are a lot of playwrights in town, but knowing that 40 to 50 of them are in the lab really puts Antaeus like front and center in LA theater new play development. There are a lot of great places that are doing it, and a lot of the writers are working in various places. But I feel that when you have that badge that says you're part of the Playwrights Lab, there are people in LA know what that is. I think Antaeus Theatre Company is a great place for actors and playwrights to work stuff out, to get stuff done, to be creative. And that's what we all want. The reason why theater thrives in Los Angeles is because it is predominantly a film and TV town. And as any actor will tell you, film and TV work, when you get it, while it is lucrative, it may not be as fulfilling. Sure, you're going to want to book that commercial, and you're going to want to, talk about toothpaste for one day and make some money, but that's not why you fell in love with it. That's not why you fell in love with acting. So to have a theater company that, staging works, and there's many around town that are consistently staging great work. And you see the love, you see the actors who are doing their craft and doing it well. It's feeding their soul in the way that commercials and TV and film, feed their paycheck. Live theater is coming back. It is very exciting. Hopefully we're nearing the end of this pandemic as a dangerous place where it is now. And now more than ever, it's important to support live theater, not just to help keep these theaters afloat after years of them not doing what they're meant to be doing, but also it's good for us. It's good for our souls. We spend all of our time either in front of a computer or, in an office working and that sort of thing. And the reason why we initially all fell in love with theater is because it's a shared experience between audience members collectively watching real human beings do something, and so that's what's exciting. And I encourage everyone to, as soon as it's safe for you, go out and see some live theater. It'll benefit you. It'll benefit the theater company. Theater companies like Antaeus are extremely important to the local artistic scene. Every city has theater companies, and they're the heart. Arts are the heart and soul of any city. And it's always the same when cities grow, is there's a vibrant arts community, and then it draws people in. People come in and they go to the theater and they go to the restaurant next door. And so that restaurant benefits, and they go to a bar afterwards and that sort of thing. theater not only employs people and creates great art, but it helps to foster community. LA is made up of, as we've seen the zip code plays, dozens of small communities. And if you look not even too hard, you'll see that in most of these communities, there is a live performance scene, and support it. You don't have to go too far. You don't have to sit in traffic. Although I would say some of the, not all of them, but some of them, like Antaeus, are worth sitting in traffic for. Hi, I'm Alex Goldberg, and I'm a playwright. I wrote The Six Pianos of Miradero, which is part of the Zip Code Plays radio series at Antaeus Theatre Company. All 3 seasons of the Zip Code Play series, which are short plays set in different Los Angeles zip codes, are available, and they're available for free.